Hell yeah. So I was just texting that friend. I was like, dude, I'm recording a podcast right now. And I read your text live, and she's like, all caps, like, no way. Like, really? Like, holy shit.
Well,
Awesome.
5 people are gonna hear this, dog. All 5, doggy.
Nah, dude, I put my story up the other day. I was like, would you guys listen? Would you guys still love me if I recorded a podcast? And like 82% of people said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I posted the results and I was like, all y'all people who voted yes better listen to this shit because
Damn.
I'll be mad if you don't.
Because you've been so you guys know he's been putting in the work.
I've been putting in the work, man.
Like we've been doing like several trial episodes, and they go on for like a while, and then he listens
Almost
to
3 hours.
and he goes in, he listens to the whole thing,
Second by
he
second.
edits it, and I'll leave the technicalities out of this, but he listens to it, and then he has to go back and edit it, and it's harder for him to edit one of us sometimes,
Yeah.
but he does it anyway. So you guys should listen, or you know you're not good people.
Very true.
What's funny too is that the phrasing you used, like "Would you still love me if," like that's been my thing since ever.
Really?
So it's
Damn.
possible that's where you got it from.
Oh, that's crazy. Like Animal Crossing. When you talk to your villagers, then they start saying your catchphrases.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wait, so a long time ago, you had an electric guitar
Yeah.
and you had an amp, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you never brought it out here?
No, it's here. You never heard me play it at all?
You had it with you. You would bring it with you to school all the time.
Why would I bring an electric guitar to school?
That's what I said. But you would do it anyway,
I did that?
every day. Oh, well.
No, that was an acoustic guitar, not an electric.
That one too.
I don't remember the electric.
That's how I know you have an Epiphone, because I saw that every day. Oh, because you had a guitar class that one year.
Yeah, but that's no reason for me to bring my electric guitar.
You still brought it?
Oh man, it's crazy the things you do when you're a teenager that you look back at now at and you're just like, that was so cringy. That was so cringe.
I mean, that scenario is just more like unnecessary than cringe.
That's why it's cringe.
Oh, you want? I got cringe. You
That's
want
why
cringe?
it's cringe.
You want cringe?
What?
Okay. So senior year,
Yeah.
this is when you're finally like entering your own personality.
Yeah.
So you're full on like
I was depressed.
whatever the fuck it was, like post emo, whatever it was.
Post hardcore, man.
Post emo.
Yeah.
And so when winter came along, people like to wear jackets and layers and whatnot. But not you though. So you would still come with the shorts that you no, they were pants that
They
you
were
cut
jorts.
into shorts.
Yeah, jorts.
And then you have just like one jacket on, and then your beanie too. I don't know
Yeah.
how you got away with it because they would always like try to tell you to take off.
Did they really?
Yeah. You couldn't. You could only wear beanie or hat if it was like school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, related. If it wasn't, it was like gang related, and they didn't want that.
Dang.
Or that'd be the colors of the school. And eventually they updated it to where even though our mascot has black on it, it couldn't be black anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, so you would come to school like visibly cold, and I'd be like, dog, like why don't you ever wear like a jacket and like some pants? And I don't think this is the one time where you didn't like skate around it. You answered honestly. You were like,
Hold on. Let me finish laughing first. Because this is like experiencing it for the first time, like all over
Yeah.
again, because I don't remember any of this. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear this.
yeah,
'Cause I'll be like, fuck, that's me. Like,
that was you, doggy.
all right, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I'd see you come to school every day, and you're like I'm just confused. Like I let it slide for a bit, but eventually I'm like, dog, like why don't you ever wear like a jacket or two? And oh no, sometimes you wouldn't even wear a jacket.
Damn.
Yeah, you just have a shirt on. Like you were dressed like it was still summer.
Damn.
So you'd come in, and I asked you one day, like, why don't you wear a jacket? And like I don't think I said anything about the shorts, but I'm like, why don't you wear a jacket? And he said, do you know why I wear or don't wear certain things? And I'm like, no. And he said, I only do that if like it goes with what I'm wearing. So if it doesn't fit with what I'm wearing, I won't wear it. So that's why you had like a certain kind of shirt you would wear. It was a V-neck, but not like a deep V-neck because that'd be gross. But you had a V-neck.
When I was 19, I was like, that was my V-neck era, like my deep V era.
I know.
To this day, I would still love to wear a deep V, just because of my tattoos. But if I could have my way, like right now, I would have like 4 deep V shirts
Yeah.
that I'd still wear.
I've never worn a V-neck.
Back then, I wasn't cold. I was cold.
You were cold.
I was cold, but I liked it. Like, reason being because I get hot easily.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so like it's very hard for me to find a middle. But I would rather be cold than hot, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
And especially now that I'm on medication, I'm always hot. Like that shit makes me sweat insanely. So at work, I'll be like dying, and then some of my coworkers will be in sweaters, and I'll be like, "How?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my shirt would be soaked. But to this day, it's easier for me to wear. I mean, to this day, I wear shorts more often than I do pants. Still, I do wear pants, and I am a little bit more.
You're wearing pants now.
Yeah, I'm a little more conservative. Like during the winter, if I'm going out, like I don't want my legs to be cold, so I'll wear pants.
Yeah.
But I didn't used to be like that. But I do remember not liking wearing pants a lot because I was probably because like I was afraid that my dad would like call me gay or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like it was just better to have that for me. My skinny shorts, which were my skinny jeans, cut into shorts
Yeah.
because I felt like I was post-hardcore. Like I felt like I was in that scene, and I just felt badass. Like I felt confident. All the pants my parents would get me were like baggy ones,
Yeah.
and it was like I don't want to wear that, but yet my parents don't want me to wear women's clothing. Like you know what I mean? Like that's because that's what skinny jeans were. That's women's clothes. Like men shouldn't wear that. I was on that receiving end of like, and then I just think for whatever reason my dad just accepted it and let it be, because what I think now is I think he just probably thought back to when he was a kid and his mom was like, you can't wear that, you can't, and so he probably empathized with me in some way and just let me have it even though he didn't understand it. So yeah, to this day it's because I'm insecure. Ultimately, it's like I've always been insecure like about my body shape, and
Because you were twink back then.
I can remember. I can remember during that period of my life in high school, like hating my body and feeling, fat.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And this has always been a part of my life. And I remember that when I was going to get engaged, I remember that pictures were taken during that day that I proposed.
Oh shit, dog.
There was pictures taken of me of that.
Yeah.
And I remember hating that so much because all I could think about was how much weight I gained. But even in that picture, if I look at it today, I was still incredibly skinny.
Yeah.
I looked nearly identical to high school me. The only difference was that my abs were like fading away. But yet I felt like I was the most unhealthy, obese I could be. And then I just kept getting worse. Obviously, throughout my 20s, I wasn't working out and I was eating a lot and I was, sedentary and I gained a lot of weight. So I pretty much always hated my body since I was like conscious that people care about how you look like.
Right.
Right? Like kids are taught like, oh, she's cute, he's cute, they're cute.
Yeah.
You want to find somebody beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Like that's what they tell you as a kid. And as a kid, you don't understand concepts like somebody that's trustworthy is very valuable. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you end up basing everything on looks, and so you become very like surface level. That's why a lot of high school boys, like I remember being in high school and not relating to a lot of guys because they were like, yo, I love fat bro.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see that? Like senior, her were huge. And I hated
Yeah.
not relate to that.
Because from what I remember, you like this body.
Well, that's kind of NSFW. That's a little personal there. Well, actually, that was high school me. That was high school me. No, no, that was high school me. Yeah, I was.
Because we did talk about this, and you were like,
Did we really?
I find that so like so nasty. Like when guys like talk about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, ew.
Huh. That's weird, man. That's weird, dude. But being 31 and looking at all those photos, I can remember like how old I was during that photo and like what part of my body I hated like so much, or I thought that I wasn't in shape, especially as a runner. In running sports, always felt like I wasn't the guy that girls were going after. The more buff dudes were, like the dudes who ran faster. And like I managed to do fairly freaking good
Yeah.
by my sophomore year, get into varsity. So it's like I was doing good for myself.
Yeah.
But because I didn't look like masculine enough or I didn't look ripped enough like some of the older guys did, I just like hated myself. Which is weird because you don't often think of men as like comparing themselves to other men, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
The way we think women compare themselves to each other. It's an observable fact that like women have that issue because they're shown in media like what beautiful is, and through patriarchal entertainment.
That's funny because by senior year, again, this is when like you're really developing like as a person.
Yeah.
So by senior year, You had like a lot of girls. You were like involved with a lot of girls.
Dang.
Yeah,
Dude, just airing out all my dirty laundry.
like some you dated. Some, but point is like you finally. I mean, I don't know if you remember it this way, but like it was kind of like a vindication for you because you were, yeah, as you said, you were like the thin guy,
Yeah.
and also you were cross country, so you were like bound to be really skinny.
Yeah.
But then at the end of high school, like you had your time at that point. It all came full circle without you having to like do the thing that some guys do and like they start working out, start like abusing like creatine and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen guys do that where like
You're thinking of something else, but yeah, go ahead.
no creatine.
Creatine is great for you. It's you can't abuse. Well, you can't abuse creatine if you take more than like 10 grams a day, but that doesn't benefit you in any way.
No, it makes you fat.
It doesn't, dude. No.
I had a coworker. Long story short, he was skinny and he was like, you know what? Like I want to put on some meat. So he starts working out, starts taking that stuff. Except he doesn't work out to the degree he should. So like he
Oh
within just a couple months, he just gained a bunch of weight.
no, this is false. I literally,
Wait, I saw him gaining
brother.
weight. I saw him
There are
gaining
other
weight.
factors that played into him gaining weight, not creatine. Not
Um,
working, having a sedentary lifestyle and not working out, not having a caloric deficit. He had a caloric surplus. So he just happened to be taking creatine at the same time. There's a reason why they call it freshman. What do they call it? The freshman. There's a saying in college. It's called like, oh, the freshman five or something, and that like means that like within your freshman year, you'll gain that much weight just because your lifestyle completely changes from what it used to be.
yeah.
Creatine has been proven plenty of times now that it's only beneficial even if you don't work out. It's beneficial for your mind because your brain has creatine or your body produces creatine.
But it's all water weight though.
It's not water weight. What it does is it will make your muscles look a little bit fuller because you're able to hydrate your muscles are able to be saturated much more efficiently.
Yeah.
But what creatine does itself, what it's doing itself, is it's like invigorating those cells in your body. It's accelerating those cells in your body that do that job well. So it gives you more energy, it gives you more endurance. That lets you go a set or two longer, or 5 pounds higher when you're lifting weights. Not significant, by the way, but good enough when trained properly
Yeah.
that you'll begin to improve. So, and then it's also been proven in healthy individuals to boost their memory, to boost mental clarity. Um, I can only say this because I was literally reading research papers or study papers on this yesterday, and because I also take creatine as well. But as long as you don't take more than 10 grams a day, you should be fine. Because if you do take a load of creatine a day, you can hurt your liver. Like you can literally cause your liver to fail.
That's crazy.
There's no way your body could absorb more. There's no way it can digest more than 10 grams a day. And even at that, any reputable creatine company would tell you you should just consume 5 grams a day.
Yeah.
5 grams a day. And if you feel like you're going to have like a hella good workout, like you're going to PR, take 10 grams because it's like, that's good every now and then. But yeah, that was a long ass tangent. I only say that because,
But he did gain the weight.
yeah, but not because of creatine.
Oh, but okay, my point being is that people will do that.
Yes.
Dudes, right? I've seen it happen more than once too, for the record. But anyway, they'll try it, they'll gain the weight, and sometimes they don't do it correctly, so they just gain a bunch of weight, and none of it's like really like muscle
Yeah.
mass.
Very true.
So in your case, you didn't have to do that, and then you still had all these girls. Oh shit!
You say it as if it's a lot of girls.
I was kind of there.
And hearing this, I'm like, that's crazy to hear because in that period of my life, I didn't feel like that at all. I felt the complete opposite of that.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So maybe it was in that like pursuit, that constant pursuit that I was looking for validation and it wasn't validating
right.
me as a young man at 17 and 18.
Young boy.
As a young boy, Uh, which is why like a lot of those relationships ended in a bad way because nobody was teaching me how to be a decent human being.
Right. Thanks, you were toxic or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that I was emotionally abusive, emotionally manipulative,
Dang.
especially because my first, I don't even know to what degree you're allowed to talk about these things in podcasts, but my first real relationship, let's just say, like, kind of fucked me up a lot sexually.
Mm. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And so that experience was a first for me. And that made me think that, like, all relationships are going to look like this. Like
Mm.
all girls are gonna be this way.
It set like a certain kind of standard
Yeah.
that wasn't like real.
It wasn't realistic because I didn't understand how
It all worked.
it all works exactly because I was only educated by porn. So it's like, oh my god, I could talk about this forever, but my only framework for sex was through pornography. So
Right.
if you have a person who's also only reference for sex is that as well, they're also going to think that this is what sex is.
Right.
Long story short, it doesn't end well. But yeah, during that time, I felt very insecure. In fact, I don't think there's ever a period where I didn't feel insecure. So when you said that, like a lot of girls, in my head, I'm like, what? Well, exact opposite of that. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dog. I saw it happen.
Yeah, you were there, dude. That was weird. That was oh my gosh. I jeez, dude, that's a sad period of your life. That's a sad period of life. Coming of age is horrible unless you have like a really good support system who
Yeah.
educates you on shit and doesn't skirt around shit.
It's even worse if you're the oldest child.
Yeah, that's true. Which I'm the oldest child. That's very true. Any oldest childs listening to this are like in this moment, they're like, yeah, fucks you up.
Yeah, they're like, true.
They're like, that's so true.
They're probably doing this to themselves too. Like, they'll know one day what this means.
Oh, they'll know.